Righto guys, Jacko here from AYC Fishing. I'm just up here with Josh Kopp at the tackle shop. Josh won the Windamere round with Pulley and Collison there about a month ago now. You smashed the fish. What was your length there?
I think around the 5.3.
5.3.
Yeah.
So it's a small bag for Windamere, but we're fishing it in the autumn, which is a different time to the spring bags. You did also win the AYC there last spring and come third in the grand final and also won the Golden Classic. But just thought we'd quiz you today. We're doing a few interviews with all the winners and whatnot to see what they're using, see if we can pick their brains. And try and help the guys out that might have struggled that weekend and see if they can get a few tips. So run us through the weekend, Josh, what you used and the keys to getting those big fish in the boat.
Yeah, so we started off the weekend with a good pre-fish. We'd all been over there about a week before. We'd all found a few fish in a few different areas, but the midsection of the dam seemed to be fishing the best, just through the main river line. So we're targeting those fish about the 8 metre mark. Though we found that most of the fish were hugging on that thermocline. So we've got a bit of a game plan together on the Friday, and then the Saturday we went out and we hit those fish in a little row of trees we had. Filled a bag up reasonably quick, probably about lunchtime on the Saturday, and then we went searching for those bigger fish. We found those bigger fish were coming a bit deeper than the fish hugging on the thermocline, so they were hugging around about that 12 metre mark. So once we filled a bag, we just concentrated on trying to boost it up with a couple of those bigger ones. A little bit harder to catch, but we were able to catch a few of them throughout the weekend.
Yeah, nice. So what's your go-to rod for fishing these plastics in the trees when you're dropping down?
So all weekend, I basically fish the Itchy Twitchy. It's a 610 from Daiwa, 1.5 to 3 kilo rod. I like that 610 so you can stand at the front of your boat and get it right down that transducer beam a bit easier. It's not so cumbersome in amongst the trees, so I find this is really good, and it's actually, for a light rod, it's got a lot of power to get those bigger fish out, especially when you're catching those 550 plus models down in that 8 metre mark.
Yeah, nice. With your timber, so you're fishing your timber, is it trees that you can see, or is it submerged timber most of the time?
So we fish submerged timber all weekend. We found they were a bit less pressured than the standing timber, and we just had basically a row. We'd hit a tree for 5-10 minutes, catch a couple of fish, and then move, constantly catching those fish that were active on those trees. Righto.
Now, I know me and Bruce were cruising around a bit, and we did notice you guys doing something different with the rod. A lot of the time, as we'd come across, you'd be on the fish, and you were doing this with the butt. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so the Skiers boys did pretty well up at Copeton on the weekend, off the same technique. It's been around for a while, but not a lot of people have been doing it. So we're dropping the lure down to the fish, slow roll up. As soon as you get a bit of interest from the fish, you watch him come up on the sonar. Just tapping that rod butt, and it's just a slow lift.
And you find that gets them to hit it?
It does. Probably 50% of our fish come on that.
Yep.
Pulley basically didn't fish that most of the weekend. He was just doing a slow roll. So we found the deeper fish were the bigger fish, and they'd probably tend to come off the slow roll a bit better than the fish up around the 8 metre mark. They're a bit more active and respond pretty well to that tap, but the deeper fish, slow roll. So we're just mixing it up and all trying to do something different.
So you said the thermocline was 12 metres, was it?
It was 8 metres.
8 metres, righto. So, but you found the bigger fish down below that?
Just below them, yeah.
So were you letting so say you're fishing a 15 to 20 metre tree, do you let your line go right to the bottom, or do you find that thermocline on your sounder and fish to that?
We found that thermocline, and then we were marking our line with a bit of texture. So we'd mark it down to we'd have a couple of marks on our line. So I think I had a 15 metre mark, a 12 metre mark, and an 8 metre mark, just by different dots. So the 3, 2, 1 system on your braid. I used the J braid Grand in the Island Blue colour. Awesome braid, really smooth, ties awesome knot, and the Island Blue shows up the black texture mark really well, which is good. Really like it. I started off fishing a 6 pound leader at the start of the weekend and just got my heart broken in pre-fish, so went to an 8 and I ended up even going to a 12 later on that weekend.
And that's the new J thread from Daiwa?
Yep, that's a J thread. Find it holds up pretty well in the trees. I actually had a 560, I think it was one of our biggest in the bag. He wrapped me around a few branches and I worked on it for a couple of minutes. Moved the boat around, got a different angle on him and worked him out and finally come out, so pretty lucky to get that out.
Your jig heads, you like to use the Bassmans?
Yep, love the Bassmans. Just use the Bassmans.
I know a lot of the boys are they're all running the bassmen in the AYC now. Do you rig them with a stinger hook with your gulps?
Sure do, just like so. Just rig it with a stinger hook about 80 mil behind the toe point of the jig head. I just find the bassmen's a real natural look. They come pre-painted, just easy. Love them, so they never let you down.
Good stuff. Seems to be the way everything's going at the moment with those low water levels, and they're letting water go out. All the fish seem to be congregating on the trees, so all these rounds seem to be won on the trees. When are we going to see those fish pushing back on the edge, you reckon?
Hopefully soon. I think Burrinjuck will be another gulp bite, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
Definitely by the Windy Classic, we'll be back to shaking trannies off the bank, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I think we all are. Right, Josh, well, thanks for giving us a rundown on your gear, and congratulations winning that Windamere round. Looks like you got the points there to be back in the grand final this year, so good stuff. Cheers for watching, guys.